Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's had an amazing weekend. It is the 10th of February, and this is your daily market outlook going into this new week. I just want to start off by saying I hope everyone is well. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure that you've got that subscribe button turned on. Make sure that you guys are plugged in and you've got your notifications turned on so you do not miss a beat with any of the uploads. Make sure you do that. Also, if you are looking at finding me on any other platform, my Instagram and my Telegram are both in my bio. And that is pretty much it, I think, that I've got in my bio. So make sure that you guys, are aware of who you're following, because there's a lot of fake accounts out there. But yeah, as you guys can see, straight away we're going to start off with a dollar. And now, before we go, obviously, into anything to do with any charts, I just want to talk about, of course, what's going on in the fundamental side of trading. So, as you guys can probably see already, you've seen that we've had a lot of news. I've been talking a lot recently in regards to, Trump becoming president and obviously putting, tax implementations on a lot of countries. So, I want you guys to really understand that. And I've said this before, the market is a bit, weird right now for you technically, because you have your technicals, and that's all you can control is, trying to stick to your trading plan, stick to your technicals. But that is a very small percentage of how the markets move. Like you have your technicals and then you have your fundamentals. So obviously when you hear people talk about like Donald Trump, taxing countries, it's basically just to put a major part. This is a major part of basically putting America first. Like that is obviously what he wants to do economically. So obviously he wants to reduce trade deficits and bring back manufacturing jobs to the USA. So what are tariffs? So tariffs are taxes, and I want you to understand that they're taxes on imported goods. So when a country places a tariff on imports, it makes those foreign products more expensive, which can obviously then encourage people to buy domestically made goods instead. So understand that which countries have been affected basically, which countries have been affected through the tariffs. And the most countries that have been affected right now, number one is China. The biggest target is China right now. Trump, launched a trade war with China by imposing, taxes on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. Then you have your European Union, tariffs on steel, I can never say the word, but steel. You got other European stuff like cars. Then you've got Canada, Mexico, who have also been hit with huge tariffs as well on pretty much the same as European Union. So understand that right now it's a bit mad with the major pairs, and sometimes it can feel like you're not going right, and that's why even me recently, the past couple of weeks, I've been focusing more on the cross pairs, which I will also cover on this call today. What were the effects basically? Understand that US businesses that relied on cheap imports had higher costs, so that is that's what is been affected. So understand that some industries obviously, suffered because other countries retaliated with their own tariffs. So this is what's happening right now, and this is what they call, like you said, a trade war. So it's like, Trump's doing putting tariffs on a certain countries, and then China's going to come back and put tariffs on certain imported goods as well. So it's like a trade war that's happening right now. So just understand that you've got to stick to your trading plan and also take what you feel is best. If you guys feel like you're doing good with the majors right now, continue to do that. But if you don't, then of course, don't be afraid to have a look at the cross pairs. So as you guys can see, there's not much news going on. We get Euro at 3 p.m. We've got a major news, I think, tomorrow in regards to US dollar. That is Fed Powell. Obviously that's at 4 p.m. my time. And then we've got heavy as well on the 12th on Wednesday. So again, we've got CPI that's happening at 2:30 on Wednesday. Thursday, again, heavy news, and then Friday news as well. So understand that this is a big news week, and we've just got to basically be careful with any trade ideas. But let's actually analyze what's going on in regards to the dollar. So the dollar right now, you can see I'm on a daily time frame. And if we look at where we're currently at, for me, that was my daily higher high. This is my daily change of trend, and this is my daily lower low. Now, of course, you see the market came back up. It touched into that daily supply and also this daily imbalance here. And then we took out the liquidity also, and then we had this wick finish. Very, very low for this. The body finished very, very low, sorry. And we had a large wick, which implemented to me that, of course, supply is in control, and we could carry on seeing the market basically go downwards from here. So that was my thoughts is, could we see the market continue to go downwards from here because of this daily candle? Now, of course, if we drop down to the 4 hour, you can see that on the 4 hour, my 4 hour lower high is here, and my 4 hour lower low is here. Now, of course, we've got imbalance to basically fill. We've got a market imbalance that we also always need to come and refill. And then we also have, this juicy little 4 hour supply candle here, which we can obviously come into. So I'm expecting the market to potentially, first thoughts is, can we see the market continue up into here, either tap in and move away, or continue, take up the high of this, and then we can see the change of trend, and then look to see if the dollar will then carry on downwards. So that is what I'm noticing from a 4 hour perspective. But if we look at the 1 hour, what can we see? The 1 hour we had, this where the market seems to now be obviously trending upwards. So from a 1 hour, let's drop down. We can see that right now we've got some market imbalance here. This candle was the last candle. This actual candle here, the red one, was the last sell candle before this movement up that broke structure. So we're in this demand area currently. So yes, I do expect to see the market, from one standpoint, basically move away from here. I expect the market to move away from here, but also understand that if you look at the trend that's happening here, so this is this is obviously where I'm looking at right now. But if you look at this, we had pullback, movement down into this, and then now we've come up and tapped into this supply. So, and now we're moving down. So just be aware that if we break this and the body finishes below, we could come up and then we could carry this trend on downwards. So again, it's just, you got to see what you can see. And let me just write this out. So that's the area from a 1 hour, but we've had this 15-minute change here. We've tapped into this, and we've not, right now we've failed to go and break this higher high, and we've actually tapped in to this supply candle here, and now we're getting movement away. This 1 hour supply candle. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, let's say the market, you can see a lower time frame entry. Let's say we break below this low again, and we finish. We've got 2 minutes left, so we should do. Let's say you see a lower time frame entry, for buyers going up, then obviously understand that, okay, sweet, but also then playing fact that this is a new fresh 1 hour supply candle. So that is going to play its part to see if the market is going to carry on down or if the market is going to carry on upwards. So let me just mark that out. I expect the market now, if we've got 2 minutes left, to break this area here. And then that will become, this will become our fresh new supply, 1 hour supply area. So again, we're just trapped in between this, and we've got to try and see what is going to happen in regards to the dollar. Very, very frustrating. As you guys can see, very choppy. Like obviously we had the news last week. You can see all this choppiness that's happening, indecisiveness. We're reacting out of stuff that I wouldn't like. I like to see, the supply and demand candles met, of course. But let's see how this plays out. Obviously, first, thoughts is we are in this 1 hour area, like I just said. So we do expect the 1 hour time frame to carry on upwards, but also understand that if you look at this movement right now, sells on a lower time frame, 30-minute and 15-minute, if you can see, are in control. So unless we see this, I wouldn't look for anything else. So yeah, keep an eye on that for the dollar. Let's look at the opposite pairs. Let's quickly go to the daily time frame for GBP USD. And as you guys can see, we're still in this daily lower high and this daily lower low. So we're still in this range. We've started to have this movement away. Obviously, last week we talked again about this candle coming into 4 hour demand, and we expected it to go up and break. We haven't had that right now. So from a daily, we're still in this range. If we drop down to the 4, what can we see? Well, from a 4 hour perspective, what we can see is we was obviously, creating this range, this trend, and I expected obviously the market was going to break just to carry on upwards. Now, of course, we didn't get that. So we didn't get that. The market obviously trended up into this for our supply, took out this high here, and then we had this change of trend. So from here is my higher high on the four, and here is my lower low on the four as well. We came back up, tapped into this 4 hour, well, didn't tap into this 4 hour supply, but we tapped into this imbalance that was just below the 4 hour supply, and then we've had this movement away. So right now, of course, we expect the GBP USD, if we're in this 4 hour range, if we're going to carry this onwards to then carry this trend downwards. But let's look at the 1 hour and see what the 1 hour is telling us. So the 1 hour is telling us right now, if we look at this, so you can see this is where we mitigated the 4 hour imbalance, but didn't tap into the supply. You can see that we had the change here. We had the change of trend here, which was from a 1 hour perspective. So you got this range right now from here to obviously this low from a 1 hour. Now, of course, if I'm looking at anything that, this candle sticks out to me the most, let's see if we can see anything on the 30 or the 15 minute. That mitigated that, I guess. We got imbalance. GBP is a lot more uglier on the lower time frames at the moment than it is for anything else. What I'd expect the market to do is, of course, we have this wick, but I'd expect the market to come in around at least this area here. That would be the area that I'd expect the market to move away from. But as you guys can see right now, the 15 minute is obviously in control. The 15-minute demand is in control. So of course, right now, if you look at this, we've obviously created this 15-minute trend that's happening. So we expect the market to carry on upwards until we get into this range here. And then obviously then we want to see how the market is going to react out of. But yeah, not as clean as I'd like, just to be truthful with you. It's very ugly, but keep an eye out on that for today. Euro USD, let's see what she's doing. So Euro USD, you can see, let's go to the daily. In fact, I'm going to go straight into the 4 hour and talk through so we don't sit all day wasting you guys' and my guys' time. So as you can see, we've got the 4 hour supply here, which we had this big movement down. We come back up into this 1 hour supply and 4 hour supply, took out the liquidity, then we had that change of trend. The change of trend allowed us then to position ourselves. I didn't get in this personally. I was already in other trades, but allowed us to position ourselves to obviously look to sell this downwards for 1 to 3. Simply from took out the high, mitigate this 1 hour supply, and we had this 1 hour change of trend. We come back up, tapped into this 4 hour supply, and then we moved away. So that was obviously a trade from last week. Now, of course, we expect the market to. I expect the market to come into here. We've got a little bit of imbalance above and come into this 4 hour supply. But if you look at from 1 hour, of course, I'll mark it out. We are in this 1 hour supply right now. So, of course, if we go above this, I expect to see how we're going to react from here to see if we can go downwards from a 4 hour perspective. But right now, if we look at the 1 hour, you can see that this is our 1 hour range. 1 hour lower high, 1 hour lower low. So can we see some sort of movement? You can see that we're stagnant a little bit right now. We're still uptrending, but we are a lot slower here. So we expect the market to either just carry on upwards, or if we get that change of trend, we can then, of course, act from there. Because if you look at the 15 minute, oh, pardon me, what can you see? You can see that right now the market is just here. So if we can get a break, then that you could potentially, look for a sell, but understand that this is my main range from this high to this low. It would be best off if you could get a double break, so one here, then you could look to then be more confident in selling this downwards. But as of right now, let's just see the 30. You can see that we're just uptrending. So right now, I expect the market to carry on. And yeah, unless it shows us otherwise. Until then, we sit on our hands. Euro USD, AUD USD again is being. If you look at this, let me just show you this from a daily standpoint. This is over from here to here. Look how sideways that is. God knows how many days that is. But how ugly is that from a AUD USD standpoint? Like very, very, very ugly. So again, like right now, AUD USD is not one of my main priorities. Just to be truthful with you guys on here, if we go down to the 4 hour, what can we see? When we look at the four, you can see that we had this 4 hour supply area, which we obviously did, come up, and we had this 1 hour change of trend. Now the body didn't finish below, but there's two ways I'm going to look at this. Either the trend's just going to carry on upwards, of course, now they've taken out this low here, and just carry on in that upwards trend, or if we can see, of course, a movement away from this. Now, I don't expect it, to be honest. Just to be completely truthful, I do not expect it at all. I think with the way that stuff's happening, from this, obviously us analysing it, with this low being taken, I think that we could just expect the market to just basically carry on upwards. That is just my main thought. I'm not even going to look to trade AUD USD just because the way she's moving at the moment. But as you guys can see, we obviously had a 1 hour change here, and we're in a 15-minute supply. So if you look at this 15-minute, we're in this 15-minute supply area here. Of course, what I'd expect the market to do is, if you can see, I want to see a double break with this. We're taking out all these highs. We've tapped into this 15-minute supply. So if it was to go downwards, I'd expect the market to, if we follow the trend, break, and I want to see a double break. I want to see a big break in order for me to sell. But I wouldn't even, just to be truthful with you guys, I'm not looking at AUD USD. So again, if it meets your criteria and your trading plan, feel free to obviously trade it. If not, then don't, of course. Same with NZUSD. You can see it's a little bit more cleaner looking, I guess. We have obviously the daily higher high and the daily lower low, which of course we talked about last week. This candle, of course, didn't exactly finish below. So, it was more of a liquidity sweep than a daily, but still it is my daily range. Now, looking at the 4 hour, I said yes last week, my 4 hour higher low to my 4 hour higher high. We had a 4 hour change of trend from here, but we did come up into the deeper part of this supply area. Now, if you look at this right now, we expect the market to come below here. So I expect the market to basically, I want to see the market come up and then see if we can get this trend on, carrying on upwards. Now, as you can see, we obviously had this happen. Now, of course, when that happens, 1 hour change of trend, we want to see the market come in, trend downwards into our 4 hour demand area. Now, if we just drop down to the 1, it's again not as clean as we would like. We have a 15-minute supply candle. I think, yeah, 15-minute supply candle. We've taken out, of course, all these highs here. So if you look at it from this area right now, 15-minute, we had the pullback, pull up, tapped into this 15-minute supply, and then we've had this movement away. So right now we had this movement away, and where we come back into? Well, we come back into the extreme part of this 15-minute trend, which is from here to here. And we've tapped into this 15-minute supply candle. Now, looking at this, we've had a movement away. So what I would like to see, if I was to try and trade this, because we've met multiple supplies, is another break. If we got a break of this, then it might give us more confidence that this is selling downwards. But if you're looking at what we just analyzed, of course, right now, we think that this could just carry the trend on upwards. So again, not as clear as we would like. And this is why right now I am favoring the cross pairs to basically analyze. Even if I was looking at this morning, of course, absolutely disgusting, market conditions right there. We obviously had this breakout, which we're waiting for, but again, it wasn't confident enough that we were like, yes, this is going to carry on upwards and only upwards. Now, daily, I've got this daily higher low, daily higher high. We drop down to the 4. Of course, this is my 4 hour low high, 4 hour low low. I expected the market to come rebalance this, and obviously tap into this supply area. And we haven't had that right now. We've just been literally choppy. And of course, understand that, Trump has obviously put tariffs on the Canadian dollar, which has obviously caused a lot of stuff to happen in regards to that. So just fundamentally, it's an awkward pair to be trading right now. So we're in this, deeper level. We had a 1 hour change here, which then meant that we've tapped into this 4 hour demand. So if I just drop down to the 1 hour and then show you guys this. So if you look at this, we had a 1 hour change of trend. So again, I was like, okay, let's see if we can pull back into this demand, which we did. And then we had this big movement away, and we've had another 15-minute change of trend here. So if you're looking at it from a technical point of view, I'd be looking at this going, okay, amazing. So I'd expect the market to now pull back into this 1 hour demand area. So do this, and then find its way up into this 4 hour supply zone that we have. Now, of course, we can look at it from that point, and I expect the market to come into here. But if you look at the 15-minute, what can we see? Well, on the 15-minute, we can clearly see that the market, has been downtrending. So right now, of course, the market's reacting out of this supply, and we could just see it carry on downwards from here. There's two supply areas from this range to this range. From here to this low, we have one range which is at the extreme here. This is one 15-minute supply. 15-minute supply. And then we have this range right now where we're reacting out of. So there's 15-minute supply areas as well. So one thing that I could say is, if you guys understand lower time frame entries, we've had a change of trend on a 15-minute, we've come back up, and of course now we're melting back down. If you can see a lower time frame entry for a potential sell on this downwards, then of course you can look for that. Whoa, what's going on here? Then yeah, you can look from this area. But again, I'm just favoring cross pairs currently with all the stuff that is happening. Which leads me on to the next thing, which is USD CHF Swiss franc. So USD Swiss franc, let's look from a 4 hour perspective. What can we see? Well, we can see that we obviously come into this daily demand. We've had this movement away. We've got our 4 hour lower low and this 4 hour lower high, and we've tapped into this 4 hour supply area. Now, of course, when we go into this 4 hour supply area, in order for this to be valid, we need to see this 1 hour broke. Once we see this 1 hour break, we expect the market to then carry on downwards. So USD CHF, you can see that's what is happening. If you look at it from a 1 hour, this is where we need to see the 1 hour break in order to understand that this is going to carry on down. Until then, my priority would be seeing if this is going to carry on upwards. That is my priority. Even if we tap below, wick below and fill and take this, low as an imbalance, as a liquidity, and then we see the market move away. That is my priority until we get this low broken. And of course, like I said, if we do get this low broken, that's when you can look to then trade this on downwards. Pretty easy to understand for USD CHF. Let me just quickly go back to the 4 hours so you can see it again. 4 hour supply filled in the imbalance. This is a last demand area from a 4 hour, and we've got a 1 hour demand. If we can break this, then I expect the market to come and carry on downwards. If not, right now we expect the market to carry on upwards from a 1 hour perspective. So if you guys are more confident, want to be more confident with this, wait for this 1 hour to be broke to then understand that the 1 hour is in a downtrend and the 4 hours in a downtrend, and that is you in alignment with what you want. So yeah, that is the major pairs that I've got today. USD Japanese yen is as ugly as my nan, so I'm not going to go over it. And I've got some pairs here that I've been analyzing from cross pairs in regards to the yellow ones. So as you guys can see right now, let's focus on the 4 hour. I don't need to go into all detail. 4 hour range. If you remember last week, caught an unbelievable trade, from the top of this, and it's just been melting, literally been melting. Right now, as you guys can see, we're in this 4 hour range here. 4 hour lower high, 4 hour lower low. We've got a 4 hour and a 1 hour supply. Now, let me just quickly drop to the 1 hour. What can we see? Well, you can see that. Oh, you can see that we're in the 1 hour supply and the 4 hour. So now on the 15-minute, I'd expect the market to see a shift. And if we can see a shift, I want to participate. And then I want to see how we're going to react from this demand area. Because if we get this reaction, then of course I want to get out at either break even, or I want to get out at whatever it may be, a small percentage or even a loss, and then hold this trade on upwards. Because understand that even though we're in this 4 hour range, and we expect the market to carry on downwards from the 4 hour, understand this is our 4 hour higher low, and that is our 4 hour higher high. So in order for us to be in alignment, we would need to see 1 hour break. So that means a 4 hour selling, the 1 hour selling, and that means that we can sell. But again, the more riskier traders, or the more experienced traders, which, might be you, if we look at where we're currently at, you can see that the market is trending on downwards. So I'd expect the market to just carry on trending from this 15-minute trend until we get into this zone. So if you guys can see an entry, feel free to obviously look for that and carry on trade this downwards from a CHF JPY. But yeah, good setup. I'm going to keep this here so you guys can go and have a look. You can see where I've got my 4 hour range. You can also see where I've got the 1 hour supply and also the 4 hour supply. If you guys want to, keep an eye out on that, feel free to do so. What else have I got? CAD JPY, which is coming into my area right now. There's two entries. There's one from the top of the 4 hour. I'm going to show you. It's a bit, in fact, let me get rid of this so I don't distract everyone. So let me just show you this first and foremost. So, because it is in a downtrend, this one's a very risky trade. I'm telling you guys straight up, this is a very risky trade. And the reason it's very risky is because look at the trend that it's in. It's in an extreme downwards trend, extreme downwards trend. And we, of course, have had, this 4 hour supply and this melting away. Now, of course, very, very risky trade. That's why I don't want you guys to just like, Liam's going to get in this, so I'm going to get in this. No. So look, daily lower high, daily lower low. Now, first and foremost, this is obviously, you can see that we've got, and you'll be able to see it a little bit more, a 4 hour trend happening. We've had the 4 hour trend. It's been perfect. Market has come up. Here right now, this should have, for me, carried on downwards and, to break this low. Now, look at these wicks. This tells me that exhaustion's happening, that is slowing down inside of this 1 hour demand area. So we actually had these wicks happen, take out this low, and then the body candle finished like this, and then we had a 1 hour change of trend. So if I just show you this right now, and just go down to the 1 hour, so you guys can maybe see what I can see. So if you look, clear downwards trend, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then we've not had a body finish below. We just come out, taps below these, and then we have this 1 hour change of trend. So right now, I expect the market, and I'm not just going to enter off the top of the box like you guys are seeing. I'm going to wait to see how the market reacts from here. If I can see a 50-minute change, I'm going to look to trade this up. But again, I'm going to tell you guys, very risky. The better trade idea would be if we did take out this high. If we took out this high, then of course that would give us more confidence. So let's say this happened. Let's say we missed this trade idea, and then that happened. Then we can look to then participate in this for the ones who are not wanting to risk. But yeah, seems like a decent idea, of course. But again, it's at the change of trend part. So we could literally just be reacting out of this extreme level on a slower time frame and carry this trend on downwards. So understand that also. So that's CAD JPY. Euro NZ, let's see what she's doing. Euro NZ, you can see the 4 hour trend is 4 hour lower high, 4 hour lower low, not as clear as we'd like. If we go down to the 15-minute, what can we see? Well, from a 15-minute standpoint, you can see that we're in this 15-minute supply. To be fair, it's not as nice as I'd like this one. I would want to wait. We've obviously had a movement down. I'd want to see another break. If I can see another break this low, even though we're going to be in this demand, I would then look to sell this downwards if it's clean, of course. But I need to see this low broken here. This low needs to be broke, and then I'd look to maybe sell this downwards. But as of right now, nothing is really looking nice. And then we have this one that I'm pretty annoyed about. I missed it out on it this morning, but it's not gone quite yet. I can still wait to see what happens. Let's show you from a 4 hour standpoint. So 4 hour, if we look at this right now, you can see that, in fact, let's just quickly go to the daily. I like this trade idea because of this weekly change of trend here. So we have this weekly change of trend. We've got a weekly lower low, weekly higher high. Now, as you guys can see from a daily, we have this daily candle, which is also a 4 hour demand candle. We've come down, and then we've had a reaction from this. So if I just drop down to the 4, if you look at the reaction that we're having right now, you can see that we've been creating an uptrend. And now the market is just basically come down into this demand. And I realistically would like to see this 1 hour broke. So we haven't broke this 1 hour. It would be more better if we could see a break. of this 1 hour. If we can break this, then again, this is why I'm not afraid, because I know that if I missed out on this entry here, I'm happy anyway, because let's say we get this, it's more confirmation then to try and look for the pullback to carry this trend on upwards. But yeah, as you guys can see, this was my 1 hour demand area. This area here caused the liquidity sweep and also the 15-minute change of trend, which is why we've come back into this area. So as you can see, we've come back in, tapped in, and now we're moving away from here. So I'm going to wait and see this break. Yeah, I'm going to wait, pardon me, see this break and then make a decision. But for you guys on here, keep an eye out on Euro Great British Pound. Also, though, just understand that we've wicked, and this is why I become more confident if we do take out this high and we have a body closure above, because we have wicked above this. That is a liquidity sweep. So again, a liquidity sweep plus a 15-minute supply area. Could the market just be doing this to carry on downwards? So again, you just got to play what you see. And what I'd advise, like I just mentioned, is wait for a break above this high, and then you can be more confident in selling this upwards. So keep an eye out on that. Euro, Great British Pound. What else have we got? Euro again, Great British Pound against the Swiss franc. 4 hour time frame. What can we see? Well, 4 hour reacting from this daily and 4 hour supply, and we've had a change of trend on the 4 hour. Now, right now, we're in this 1 hour supply. This looks like a decent trade, to be fair. We're in this 1 hour supply area. We took out the high and we've moved away. So we moved away with this change of trend here. But again, the movement that's happening right now, it's just not been as clean as I'd like. Right from a 1 hour, if we can see this broke this low, that just levels up the confidence even more to even then definitely taking this trade. Because as of right now, I'm just not like confident, because look at the price action that's going on here. It's disgusting. If 1 hour, I'd wait for that. If you guys want to be a little bit more riskier, I'd wait for a break of this and then look to sell this on downwards. That's a little bit more of a risky one. And the reason it's risky, but also a good trade, is because if you look from the daily standpoint, daily lower high, daily lower low, we broke this daily low here. 4 hour, 4 hour, you can see. So daily is in a downtrend. 4 hour was in an uptrend into the supply, and then we had this change of trend here. So 4 hour is now downtrending. So again, that is a confidence. In fact, I should have marked that up here as your daily higher high. Ooh. Daily higher high. So daily downtrend, 4 hour change of trends, which means downtrend. 1 hour. What can we say? Well, out of this 1 hour supply, we had this change of trend. So yeah, 1 hour change of trend. But also understand that, right now, I would just want to see another break. I'm just, something's telling me, wait for this low to be broken, and it will give you a lot more confidence, because right now, this area here is just sticking out to me of why this movement's happened from here. So the only reason I'm a bit wary is because let's see the market goes like this. Then you're going to feel like then you're going to be fuming with yourself because you didn't wait for the confirmation of this low broke. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So that's Great British Pound, Swiss franc, and then NZCHF, which is moving away slightly, as you guys can see. Again, if we go to the 4 hour, what can we see? Well, from the 4 hour perspective, I expected the market to react from here. So this reacted from this 4 hour supply and had this big change of trend. Now, right now, we've only wicked above the supply and we've not had a significant change of trend. That means that, okay, we need to be looking for sells. So we look at a 1 hour, you can see that this 1 hour demand is in control, where this imbalance was. We come in, start to move away. Then we come in again, took out this low. Took out this low from here. So liquidity taken. And then we had this change of trend from here. So right now, let's look at the 30-minute, 15-minute. If you look at this, you can see downtrend on 15, big movement up. So we had a change of trend from here. From a 15-minute standpoint. And then the market's pulled back into this 15-minute candle where the imbalance was. And now we're moving away. So let's see what can happen. Again, if you want to wait for an extra confirmation on the lower time frame, obviously we pulled up. If you can see this, I then look to buy this upwards for NZCHF. But yeah, I think that's it. That is pretty much it for today's pairs. I'm going to really keep an eye out on what is going to happen with Euro Great British Pound, but also understand that we've got, heavy news week as well. So we just got to be patient and see what we can see, and also just make sure that we're not making stupid mistakes, which is always hard, especially when you have to, in order to grow, you have to learn, and you learn through mistakes. So they'll understand that as well. But yeah, other than that, guys, it is the first day of the market outlook for this week. It is Monday, so I do appreciate every single person that is plugging into these calls as always. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Monday, and we will catch up as always as of tomorrow. So take care and God bless.